In this lesson, we are going to add user management. We're going to have administrator users who can manage users, give user different rights, and then we're going to have normal users who can just add tags, add posts, add categories and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is go to the users migration, and we're not going to create an extra migration. We're just going to edit this one directly. So first, I'm just going to say table string, and this is going to be role, and I'll default this to writer. Okay, so the default role for a user is the writer role, which means that this user is a writer. Okay, next we are going to have a field called about. So table text, and this is going to be about, and I'm just going to make this nullable just in case the user doesn't want to provide this data. Okay, so we have the writer role, and we're also going to have the admin role, because this is how we're going to determine who is an admin and who is a writer. Now the column here is a string. You can make it a string, but we can also make it an enum, and this enum takes a list of possible values into this column. So here we know the role can be writer or admin. So if you're making this an enum, you want to make sure that this application is not going to have rows other than these two in future. Okay, but if you're making it a string, it kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility so that you can maybe store an accountant role into it or something like that. Anyways, so let's just go ahead and use enum. So the next thing is we are going to create a default administrator user using a seed file. So I'm just going to make a seeder, and this is going to be called users table seeder. Okay, and remember, seed is used to put data into the database for testing, but in this case we don't want it for testing. We want it even in production. We're going to use this seed file just so that we have a default user in our database. So here I'm going to use app user, app/user. Notice we are not using any factories or things like that. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to say user is equal to user where email is badcoder@gmail.com. and remember, the where is going to give us a builder. We want to call the get to get the results, but this is going to give us a collection because, you know, there can be 10 users. The query builder doesn't know. There can be 10 users with this email, or there can be 10 users that match the query. If we want to get just one, we can do first, since we know that the email is unique, and then if not user. So if this user was not found, because the query builder is going to return to us null if it doesn't find any results, then we're going to create that user. So we're going to say user create, and we'll create a user with name of Cathy France, email of badcoder@gmail.com, and the password is going to be password, but we need to hash the password before saving into the database. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to use hash. Let me just show you something. If we come to the register controller, this is using the hash right here. So this is exactly what we want, and the hash is just from illuminate support facets hash. So I'll come back here, paste this right here, and here we're going to say hash make, and we'll pass in password. Awesome. So now if we run at migrate refresh, this is going to clear everything from our database and then run migrations again. Then we can run at db seed, and great, it's seeded our database. Now that we successfully seeded our database, if we go to our application, refresh, we can actually log in with the details of the administrator. It looks like I can't log in, and that's because our seed didn't work. There's something I forgot. Remember, you have to uncomment this. Okay, perfect. So let's run the seed again, and great, database seeding completed successfully. It seeded the users table. So let's try the login again. Great, we are logged in. So if we check out our database, so let me show you something really sweet. We have this thing called Tinker. PHP Tinker is going to open a console, and you can use this console to interact directly with your application. For example, now I want to fetch all users, so I can do user all. Okay, and if you look right now, you can see that the role is writer, the about is null. So what we want to do in our seed file is make sure that we create the user with the admin role. So I'm just going to say role is going to be admin. I'm just going to exit Tinker. I'm going to run php migrate refresh -- seed, and this is going to run the migrations, refresh, and then seed the database. Then I'm going to run php Tinker, and I'm going to say user all to get all users. And now you can see that the user is an administrator. Awesome. Now I'm just going to exit. And what we want to do is start setting up the permissions for only administrators. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my user model or my user class, and I'm going to create a method, public function is admin. And this method is going to tell us if the user is an admin. So I'm just going to return this role is equal to admin. So with this method, we'll be able to know if the user is an administrator. Next step, let's go to our app.blade.php, and what we're going to do is we are going to add a link right here, .list group item, and here we're going to have an href, and I'm just going to print out users right here. Okay, but I want users to only be accessible by admin users. So I'm just going to say if auth user is admin, and if, then I'm going to paste this right here. So only administrators are going to be able to see the users link right here. So if I refresh, great, we can see users because this user is an administrator. But let's go ahead and log in with a new account. So new incognito, and I'm just going to visit cms.ping, try to register a new account. I'm just going to say Emily Myers, Emily at Myers, password, register, and great. You can see that since Emily Myers is not an administrator, she can't see the user's link right there. But this is an administrator, so he can see the link. Awesome. Next step, we need a page to display the list of all users. We are going to go to our web.php, and we are going to create a route called users, and this is going to go to the users controller at index. So let's create that controller at make controller users controller. Awesome. So this is our users controller, and in this controller I'm going to create a method index, and this is simply going to return view users.index with users, and I'm going to say user all, and of course I have to use app user at the top, use app/user. Awesome. All right, so let's come to our views folder, resources, views, and create users. And here I'm going to have my index.blade.php. So we want to display a list of users, right? So I'm just going to copy what we have for the post, just so we don't waste too much time. And at the top here, we're not going to have an add post button. We're just going to have users, and we're just going to say users count greater than 0. Then display an image. For now, we're just going to display the avatar of the user. We're going to get back to that. Then we're going to display a user name. So this is supposed to be for each users as user. This is supposed to be the user's name and maybe the user's email. Okay. And then here we're just going to display the user's email. Okay. So I'm just going to delete this one because we don't need it. I'm also going to delete this one. Awesome. So here we're just going to say no users yet. Awesome. So all we do right now is display the list of users. So if we come right now and click on this, yeah, it's not yet linked to the users route. So let's come back to our web.php, make sure we have a name. This is going to be users.index. Come back to my app.blade.php and make sure this goes to the route for users, users.index. And if I refresh, click on users, we have an error that says property name does not exist in collection index instance, and this is coming from index.blade.php. This probably is a mistake. Let's check this out. Okay, that's because I said users property. It's supposed to be user property. Okay, so if I refresh, great. So we can see the name and the email of the user. Awesome. For all the users that are not administrator, we are going to have a button here that says make administrator so that we can give this user administrative rights. So I'm just going to come right here and I'm going to add a button. Or rather, this should be a form, but we're going to get there. So class is equal to button, button success, and this is going to be button small also. And it's just going to say make admin. Okay, so if I refresh, you can see make admin right there. So we can make a user to be administrator, but we only want to display this if the user is not an administrator. So I'm just going to come here and say if user is admin and if. So we probably want to say if not user is admin, right? So if the user is not an administrator, display this button. So if I refresh right there, you can see it only shows make admin for Emily Myers. Right now, Emily Myers does not see the link, but if she types users right here, she can see the list of users, which is not secure. So what we want to do is we want to generate a middleware called verify is admin. So in that middleware, we are going to check if the user is an administrator. So in the middleware, we're going to go right here and we're just going to say if not auth user is admin, then return redirect back from wherever the user is coming from. Okay, so if the user is not an administrator, then the user shouldn't be able to visit this page. Awesome. So now we need to register this middleware in our kernel.php. So I'm just going to come here and add admin middleware, and this is going to be verify is admin class. So I'm just going to go at the top and make sure I use this class. Use app http middleware verify is admin. Awesome. So now in our web.php, we can create a route group for only admins. So I'm just going to say route middleware. And first we want to make sure they are authenticated. And then we also want to make sure they are administrators. And then we're going to call the group method and pass in our function. And I'll paste that right there. So right now, it's making sure the user is authenticated, and after that, making sure the user is an admin. And here, I don't want to add admin and then auth. This is not going to work, right? So we want to have auth and then admin. Okay? So if this user who is an administrator tries to visit this route, then everything is fine. But if this user who is not an administrator tries to visit users, you can see that there's an error redirecting too many times. So let's visit this page, try to visit users, redirect too many times, and that's because we are redirecting back, right? So let's find another way. So we're just going to come to the verify is admin, and then maybe we should redirect to route home. So we're just going to say redirect route home. Okay, so if we come right now to Emily Myers, refresh, great, she's redirected back to the home page. Awesome.